Brown sugar versus white sugar, which is better? A really simple question, right? But it's confusing a lot of people, and understandably so. It's a simple question that's been made to be really complex, and today, by the end of this video, you are going to better understand what the differences really are. And I'm filming again from Costa Rica. I woke up extra early today, so that we don't have the wood cutting in the background. So today you get to hear the birds waking up as the sun's rising. So hopefully that's much more pleasant for you. And I'm Ashley Oswald. I'm a registered dietitian, founder of Oswald Digestive Clinic, where we help people improve and often eliminate bothersome gut issues like gas, bloat, diarrhea, constipation, acid reflux, and more. So let's just, without delay, dive right in and start talking about brown versus white sugar. So let's start out by talking about how sugar is made. Basically what happens is they take the sugar cane, which is what you see on the sides of the streets. We'll show a picture here, and it's pressed. They roll it through a presser many times to get this liquid out, which is basically liquid sugar. And then that is dehydrated, and that's how we get brown sugar. Now, brown sugar turns to white sugar simply because phosphate is added to the brown sugar to make it white, and then to make it crystalline, another machine is used to make it crystalline. So brown sugar and white sugar are a lot more similar than what you might think or what you might be told by marketing, because marketing makes you think that brown is way, way, way more natural, right? And it is, it's more natural because it doesn't have that phosphate added to it. However, when it comes to gut health, they are pretty similar, because here's the thing. For gut health, it's really all about the quantity of the sugar, and then also what's going on with your individual health. So if you're struggling with something like a yeast overgrowth, candida, then yeah, you'll likely be more sensitive to sugars, and it can make your symptoms worse, and you likely will have to be more mindful of this versus somebody who isn't really experiencing symptoms, and for overall health, they're pretty well. You know, having a bit of sugar in their eating is likely not going to trigger symptoms for them, but for everybody, regardless, it's really smart for overall health and kind of preventative care to keep your added sugar intake under the World Health Organization's recommendation of 25 grams of added sugar per day, or 6 teaspoons. So 25 grams of added sugar per day, 6 teaspoons, that's about the same amount. And what this looks like in food form is 1 cup of most orange juices have this much added sugar, or 1 container of yogurt, because yogurts are notorious for having a lot of added sugars, or a 3-inch donut. So inches from there to there is about 1 inch. So a donut, that's about 3 of those, or simply 2 tablespoons of a honey barbecue sauce, or half of a small brownie. So that much added sugar, I give some examples because it's in smaller amounts of foods than you likely realize. And sugar goes by a lot of different names on the label because these companies are getting sneaky. And to see what added sugars are in a product, you're going to look at the ingredient list. And the first thing on the ingredient list is what's most of in the product. So because these companies don't want to put sugar as their first ingredient, they're using a bunch of different names for it, so that accumulatively it adds up to being a good amount of sugar in the product, making it really sweet, and for, you know, a good amount of people, preferable and tasty, right? But just really sweet. And so by looking at all these different names, they could use 3 different names and have those ingredients fall lower on the ingredient list. So maybe the number 1 ingredient is oats, but then down the line, like with oatmeal, there's different forms of sugar. And we talk much more about this in our Heal Your Gut course. If you're interested, you can come join us in the course. Start out by joining our masterclass, 5 steps on how to improve gut health. I'll link it below. And at the end of the masterclass, I talk more about the course and I give you a really great deal. So just go start by watching our free masterclass, 5 steps on how to improve gut health, and then go from there. So then next there's moonshine. Where does moonshine come from? Because that's a part of this process as well. Moonshine is simply that liquid sugar that's left to ferment for 2 weeks and becomes this alcoholic fermented beverage called moonshine. And moonshine's about 70% alcohol. It's not legal to sell something that high in alcohol, so it gets watered down to 40%, and that's called rum. So basically, moonshine and rum are the same thing, but well, they're not the same thing, but they come from the same source. And moonshine is just much stronger at 70%. And when it comes to gut health, when somebody's really trying to heal their gut, could be a hindrance to that process of healing. However, for overall health, when we look at the blue zones, which are these pockets around the world where people are living really healthfully beyond 100 years old, some of these cultures do have a glass of wine or a glass of beer in their day-to-day eating. It's incorporated into their culture. So to say, alcohol is always bad, and we have some research showing in small amounts maybe it's protective of different disease states, we just can't make that conclusion. So it really has to, like most things in nutrition, come down to each person as an individual. Personalized nutrition, functional nutrition is all about personalized nutrition, because two people could be experiencing the same symptom, like gas and bloat, for example, but the root cause of it could be totally different for those two people, and what helps them feel better could be totally different as well. So if you like this video, please like, comment below, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of our new videos every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Let me know if you have topic ideas for future videos. I'd love to make these cater to you. This channel is all about you, so just let me know in the comments below, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. All right.